Boom. Here we go.
Thanks, Skype.
Thanks, Skypey. You can hear that, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, we're working at the Kings,
Good
fellas.
morning.
Hi there. Can we speak to Devon White, please?
Yeah, he's right beside me. Just hold on for a sec. Hello?
Hi, Devon. It's Mike Richards from rawmikeRichards.com.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing so now you must be you've got people answering your phone for you, Devon. Devo, that is.
No, I wish. That's somebody giving me their phone. It's all good.
Hey, you deserve to have someone answer your phone for what you did here in Toronto. I got to tell you, it's great to hear you here this morning, and it brings back. Funny, tweeting out that you'd be on the show this morning. There is a connection that you have with this community, and some guys are just great because of what they do in the field, and you certainly covered all that. But I think it's also the feelings that people still have for you, Devo. It's got to feel real good for you coming back to the area.
Most definitely. Toronto has always been my second home, and a lot of us say it from the 80s and 90s. We have all said Toronto because we've been treated so well and in Toronto, and the reception we always get, it makes us feel at home.
Devon, David Bastel here. You're working with Easter Seals for today's slow pitch event. What does this mean to you to help out a charity like this? Mike talked about you returning to the community, but helping a significant charity like that also probably feels pretty good, I'm guessing.
Oh, most definitely. Not just me. A lot of us do it. It's not highlighted like that, but we enjoy doing this stuff, and we enjoy meeting the people and, networking with them because we like to do stuff like that. We like to give back to the community, and it makes us a part of why people care about the Blue Jays and us so much, because we always out in the community doing things.
Now, Devon, speaking of community, there was something I guess that I sort of didn't really, I guess maybe at the time I was a little bit younger, didn't realize the connection. But of course, here in Toronto, there's a massive Caribbean community, and it's very strong, it's very active. And I never thought of it. But back in the day, were you necessarily connected, being originally from Jamaica, to the community here in Toronto?
Well, you broke up a lot, so I only heard that. But you mean if I connect with the Jamaican community?
Yeah, back in the day, I guess I never really thought of that. Did that happen for you when you played?
It's funny because a lot of Jamaicans that's in Toronto didn't know I was Jamaican until after my career was over. It was more, broadcasted that, hey, Devon White, native of Jamaica, and they're like, what? And, they, of course, they're proud of, what their countrymen have done, but and when I do some of the charities for the Jamaican companies, they realize it and say they didn't know that when I played. So it works both ways. Like I say, networking and being out there to let them know what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for. It's always good.
We're on the line with two-time World Series champion, five-time Gold Glover, Devon White, former Toronto Blue Jay great. Devon, when people come up to you and ask you which World Series championship meant more to you, how do you respond to that, considering they were both world championships?
Well, to start, they're both world champion, but the biggest part of it all is the community, is the fans, and is your teammate that you played with. We still are connected in that way. We haven't seen them in years, and when we do see each other, it's like we never missed a beat. And not trying to. Let me correct you a little bit. It's 3 World Series.
Oh, yes, my mistake.
It doesn't count as much because the truth is, I had more of a better time the back-to-back and playing in Toronto, and with the players that I was connected to in Toronto, it's a lifetime friendship we have had.
Devon, it's one thing that I talk about, and that is, what does someone do when the chips are down? And I just sort of looking at the stats, and again, players are not based on just numbers alone, but one that I think is interesting when you start talking about in those World Series seasons, where you had a regular season batting average of around 270, but with a 336 batting average in postseason. If I'm a franchise, if I'm an owner or a general manager, that's what I pay money for, and I think that's what they refer to as a money player. Do you look at yourself and back at that time and go, you know what, in reality, yeah, I was a money player?
Well, I didn't play for the money. That'll happen by itself. But I look at the situation of score and run. Score and run and playing defense. That was my main goal. If I can score a run, I'll help the team win ball games. If I make the defensive play that I'm supposed to make, I help teams win ball games. So anyhow I can get on base and do those things, I can have a low batting average, but if I can score over 85 to 100 runs each year, that's helping the team, putting the team in a good position to win. And that's what younger players got to look at right now. It's not necessary the average they should look at is the winning percentage when you're on the field, the things that you're doing to help the team win ball games.
Devon, you talk about defensive play, and there may not be a better center fielder I've ever seen in my life than you. 1992, Game 3 against the Atlanta Braves. Well, we're going to be running the highlight right now as we talk to you. Where does this rank in your catch glossary, your catch resume of some of the greatest catches ever? And what do you remember about that catch that we still see highlights of it even years and years today?
I have to rank it number one because, one, it was a World Series catch, and, millions of people have seen it all over the world. But playing with Toronto and other teams that I played with, I've made a lot of highlight catches, and it hasn't been shown. But when they see it, they're like, wow, you made that play. And, it's but like I said, going back to that World Series so-called triple play,
Yeah.
should have been triple play.
Should have been, yes.
It should have been, and I always tell people, hey, I'm satisfied with what happened because if things were changed, we don't know what the outcome would have been. So I'm happy for the play that was made and what was going through my mind. It's a reaction thing. Later on you can make things up and say, I was thinking about this, but I'm not that guy. Basically, the ball is in the ballpark. I'm trying to make the play, and that was my goal. If a ball is hit in my vicinity, I'm trying to catch everything that's available there.
Once again, we're just watching that here in studio, and those watching it at home, that was property of Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Advanced Media. And it's what I've always said, Devo. It said you can win all the championships and you can have all those great moments athletically your whole life, but it's the little things that didn't happen for you. Sometimes it's the losses, sometimes it's the defeats that never leave you. Aside from that not being a triple play, is there something in your career where you look back on it and you think, if you could have changed something that still lives with you now, and generally it might not be things that people remember, but it's what you remember?
Well, I am satisfied with what I've done. I think I did the best of my ability. If one thing I'm not bitter about it, but I felt like at the end of my career, all players think I can play one more year. And at the time, I felt it was one of my best year offensively, but I wasn't signed because of the situation, the way the salaries were, capped off. So I dealt with it and I moved on. And, like now I'm the hitting coach this year for the Buffalo Bisons, and I don't talk about it because there's nothing to really talk about. I try to put back in guys, get the best out of your abilities when you can at a young age, because the older you get, some of the things that, you used to do at 25, 30 years old, you're not going to be able to do them at 33, 34 because it catches up with you real quick in your 30s.
Devon, thanks so much for joining us here today. It's been just great hearing that you're doing so well, that you're also participating in something that makes you feel good and does well with the community, like Easter Seals up there in Midhurst. So thanks so much for joining us. Have fun this weekend because I know you will.
Okay, I appreciate you guys spending some time with me. You guys have a good one.
Devon White joining us here on the program via Dave's magic phone and not Skype.
What? We just become best friends? Yep.